and no limits. Part of me felt like this was way too good to be true, but another part of me was having fun imagining the boats, the sports cars, and models we might soon be enjoying. We worked so hard creating this bad boy, we thought our fingers would fall off. Naturally, we did nothing but sleep for the next 48 hours. We must have forgotten. The software was running as we slept, and the money funnel function was activated. So I peel away from my covers and stumble to the monitor, and what I saw there on the screen made my heart stop. I had to call my hacker buddy to the monitor just to make sure I wasn't dreaming. He walks over, and the next thing I know, he's having the same reaction. I hate to admit this, but we started to jump up and down in our PJs like high school cheerleaders trying to get on the varsity squad. Because what we both saw in my inbox were pages and pages upon pages of nothing but notification of payment received. I never thought I could go to sleep and wake up in a new tax bracket. But that's exactly what happened. When the profits for the month were calculated, these were the total commissions I had coming to me. Now remember, I had no customer service to deal with, no product, no list, and to think all this money was being made while I was indulging in dreams of Victoria's Secret angels. On that day, we dubbed the software tool we had created the only name that seemed appropriate. We called it Commission Crusher. And the beauty is, it's mathematically impossible to run out of profitable opportunities with this software so long as it's in your possession, because these hidden profit geysers keep popping up every day like a whack-a-mole. The Commission Crusher system keeps exploiting new profitable campaigns faster than you could ever cash in on them. And it does it all while you tan on the beach with a mini umbrella in your margarita. And if you think this is just another tired guru scheme that's already being exploited to no end, think again. You can never exhaust the depths of this wealth. Because as you may already know, the pages on the internet are growing at a breakneck pace of 1 billion pages per day. That's 12,000 pages per second, with an additional 11 million users per month. Fast forward to today, at this point, my bank account is plump. I've reached every goal I've set. In fact, I've obliterated them. It happened. I'm done. I did it. It felt great, but not as good as I had hoped. Maybe it was a bit too easy. I go back to my golden rule we mentioned earlier. You can lap up every guilty pleasure that comes across your path, but the only thing that'll really matter in the end is how many people you actually helped out. Could you imagine being given access to King Tut's treasure? You've got all the money you need, but you're all alone? Feels kinda empty in my book. There comes a point when you're maxed out. You want to share the experience, because there's more than enough to go around. I decided it was time for others to experience the same rush I did. It was time to let people just like you get behind the wheel of Commission Crusher and watch their bank accounts blow up like plutonium, just like mine. So I took on just a few of my hungriest and most inexperienced students, just to prove that anybody and their grandmother can make this work. We started with Joanne Everett from St. Paul, Minnesota. She flicked the switch on the software. For some reason I still can't understand. She wanted to make money with ClickBank offers. So we set it up for ClickBank, and here's what her ClickBank account looked like the following week. Then I gave it to Sammy Fleming, and he started making money the first day. He now fancies himself a world traveler, able to live out his dreams without a laptop, while the Commission Crusher picks up the tab every single time. These commissions speak for themselves. Here are his monthly earnings as he trumped around Amsterdam this entire month. And now the only question is, who's next? Are you? Because after seeing countless lives transformed by this software, now it's time to pass the torch to a new generation of money-hungry rookies who qualify. Will you be one of them? Only you can decide that. Either way, it's vital that you understand what's happening here today. I'm releasing a software system that allows any newbie, even if you've got nothing but $50 to his name, and gives them push-button access to traffic to the tune of 600,000 uniques per week, and hundreds per day overwhelming your bank account. And yes, do it all overnight, with zero risk, zero experience, zero list members, zero products. And the truth is, we haven't even begun to explore the full potential of this underground money-making machine. But the new batch of conquerors I'm about to scoop up right now will be well on their way. Just imagine in seconds, coming eyeball to eyeball, with billions of dollars worth of hidden but proven profitable, untapped traffic sources. With more popping up every day, in fact every second of every day, while everyone else is busy doing keyword research and building links. Imagine sneaking up on the profitable campaigns of money-making monsters doing tens of millions per month and siphoning off an easy $200 to $500 per day without them even noticing what happened. And then imagine that in just 6 clicks of your mouse is all it takes to have flash floods of cash to spill headfirst into your bank account, waiting for you to spend on your latest indulgence before you can even log onto your computer in the morning, ending your cycle of debt, ending your years of heartache, fear, and dependence that may have made your life so miserable you don't even recognize yourself anymore. Let me take this moment to remind you that if you're lucky enough to be one of the only marketers online to access Commission Crusher before this video gets torn down like wrapping paper on Christmas morning, let me remind you, nothing like this technology exists. And even if it did, nobody in their right mind would share it with you, unless they were a rebellious young millionaire with an attitude. So if you're fast enough and lucky enough to get beyond this page onto the next one, I will simply say, welcome to the big leagues. Join a world where people are making up to $10 million per month net, and then use Commission Crusher to swoop in, undetected, and scoop up to $200 per day in your first week. Easy. Forgot I was a hacker? Well, don't. If you want up to $400 per day, it's just a matter of running the software a few more times, finding a few more of these hidden money springs, which are now no longer hidden. They're completely exposed and laid bare like cleavage in a wet t-shirt contest, and ripe for the picking. It's easier than you think. It's easier than anything you've ever seen. It's kind of like seeing the dealer's hand before he throws down the cards. It's almost unfair. No more guesswork, no more wondering if it'll work. No, it will work. Every single time. Guaranteed. You're probably wondering what I'm going to charge you for a software that brings you eye to eye with billions of dollars in profits, yours to plunder as big and as often as you please. And choosing a price is a funny thing, because I know you need this desperately. I know it in ways you couldn't possibly know yourself, because I see where the future of the economy in general, and the internet in particular, is headed. I'm thinking you can't bear another day of misery without it. And I'm thinking that if I asked you for your left kidney in exchange for this software, you'd probably do it. Luckily, I'm not charging by the body part. But seriously, I mean, how much would you pay to unlock the wealth of the internet instantly? Really? A cash funnel pulling hefty sums of cash from every nook and cranny of the web like it's your own personal ATM machine. Would it be worth taking out a second mortgage to pay for something like that? I would in a heartbeat. So, let's face it, any price I put on this sucker is an insult to you and me. It's an insult especially to the software. So how's this for an idea? I don't even try to value this thing anywhere near what it's worth, because the demand is far bigger than the supply anyway. So here's how we're going to do this. I charge you a small fraction of what this is worth, with one catch: 500 copies. That's all we sell. Then we shut down. If somebody drops out, we let a new guy or gal in. We'll play that pathetic little game of musical chairs for about a week, and then we'll seal the door shut for good. There's only so much room I can handle in my inner circle. That way I get my kicks watching 500 lives change overnight. So if you're watching this now, be advised. Odds are, you're looking at your only good shot at getting in. You're either in or you're out. Makes no difference to me. If you pass this up, I've got 50 people waiting behind you to nab your spot. So don't sweat it at my expense. So what's the price going to be? That's the question, isn't it? Well, let's be honest. Your entrance fee isn't going to move the needle for me one way or another. I've got far more money thanks to Commission Crusher than I'll ever need. I get off on creating new rags to riches stories. I'm looking forward to watching my new crew of proteges scientifically take over the internet. So we're going to price this so anybody, yeah, even you welfare folks, can foot this bill. Software that should be selling for thousands ain't going to be selling for thousands. It ain't selling for hundreds either. In fact, I'll let it go for just $97. And just $47 for the first 35 to snatch this up right now. So that's the story. It's yours for 47 bucks. Makes me mad even hearing that. So you might want to grab this one before I have second thoughts. The fact is, if you have to be convinced to shell out 47 bones to access a software that brings you the entire wealth of the internet to your fingertips, well, if you need to be convinced about that, then you never belonged here in the first place. And I'm sorry we both wasted our time. Don't like losing $47? So don't. How's this for a lopsided deal? You make small fortunes with Commission Crusher now, then decide to pay me later, if you're in the mood, of course. That's kind of like going into a 5-star restaurant. The waiter brings out the wine, the caviar, the steak, and the side of ribs. A few days later, you get a call from the restaurant. Hello, sir. Your meal last Tuesday came out to $1,848.58. Care to pay for that? You say, no thanks. They say, thank you, sir. Have a nice day. Click. That doesn't happen to you. It doesn't happen to anyone, ever. But it happens here. It happens today. Go to town, biting as hard as you possibly can into the $1.8 billion profit pool you'll have at your fingertips for a full 2 months. And if you don't like this software, don't like the look, don't like the size of the file, you don't like my Canadian accent when I say about in the how-to videos, keep every penny. In short, don't even say yes, just say maybe. Check this out now, get in there, and start making some real money. And we'll figure out if you want to pay more for it later, okay? Good. As this comes to a close, let's just stop and gain some perspective on the sort of U-turn your now pathetic life is about to take. I want you to take a moment to visualize what your new life post-commission crusher can be. Just close your eyes and imagine seeing your ATM balance reading a rock-solid 6 figures. I want you to seriously stop and think how that would feel. Sure, you've got more money tied up in investments, but you like to keep 6 figures in checking, like I do, just in case. Just so that whatever comes up, you can say yes to it. So when you're picking up wine and they offer you the finest bottle in the store, you say yes. When your wife wants to go to vacation in Maui, you say yes. When your wife wants that necklace from Tiffany's, you say yes to that too, and reap the benefits. Imagine a life without budgeting. Do you know how good it really feels to be able to talk about something other than money? Do you even remember who you were before money headaches stole your soul? This is your chance to find out. And do it without work or struggle. Because your system is making you money whether you sleep or are awake. Now is decision time. Don't forget that you've got options. Behind door number 1, you can keep up what you've been doing. Praying to the Google gods to finally show your spammy ClickBank affiliate site some love. Good luck. And you can keep frolicking through the endless maze of BizOps. From hyena-like gurus who would love to punk you out of more of your lunch money. This is what they do best. Or you can go with door number 2. My door. A chance to step into something real, something proven to make millions. Not just for me, but for my countless number of students who are in the exact same boat you're in now. And a chance to do it with someone who will actually take you on his shoulders when necessary to take you across the goal line, to make sure you can achieve every last greedy goal you can possibly dream. You can keep imagining that, or you can go and get it. Not next week, but right now. The download button is below. If you want access to a whole new world of automated profits before it closes, you must click that button now for instant access. Me and your new world of endless profits are waiting for you on the other side. And if you pass on this one, well, just rack that up to another long list of failures. And I know it won't be the last one either. But for the rest of you, I'll catch you on the flip side.